excited.
Welcome to the Triple Option. We are live from the Army-Navy game right here at USAA's Rendezvous Point, Baltimore. Good afternoon. Happy Friday. Good to see you guys.
B-Mo.
Thanks for braving the elements. I'm Rob Stone, Mark Ingram, Urban Meyer back here with you. Thanks for joining us. Remember, out there in the podcast world, rate, subscribe. You can find us at Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. We're on social media at 3X Option Show. New episodes come your way every Wednesday on YouTube, wherever you get your podcasts. Let's give these guys a proper introduction, by the way, right? Let's start right here. Deuce, young lady right there. I'm ready to hear you scream.
Hey, I love you. What's your name? Love you. Appreciate you.
He is Mark Ingram. He is Deuce Deuce. He is a national champion at Alabama. He's a Heisman Trophy winner. He's a former Baltimore Raven, Mark Ingram II, everybody.
Let's go. Let's go.
I see an OH over here. I see an OH, which gets us to our next.
We had a gator there, too.
Is there a gator right there? There.
Right
oh,
there.
wow, we got them all.
We got a Ute.
Any Bowling Green?
Wow.
Oh, man, they're all, there's the Gators
You
as
got
well.
all the alma maters
He
here.
is three-time national champion coach. He is newly inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame as of Tuesday.
Show him that ring.
Urban Meyer, everybody.
And the Hall of Fame varsity jacket, too. He clean
It looks
right
pretty
now.
good, man. So where's our Army people? We got Army people here? Let's hear a hoorah. Oh, there's some. Yeah, there we go. All right, Navy. Navy, we in the house.
Uh-oh, Army crowd.
A little more hoorah than hoo-yah, right, at this point. So great to be back here at the Army-Navy game. 126th matchup coming your way tomorrow from just down the road here in downtown Baltimore. Let's start with talking about what this game really means. And Coach, I know you have a military upbringing through your family, and what does Army-Navy mean to Urban Meyer and his family?
Well, thanks for being here, and this is special to me. My father was Army, Armored Division. My sister was Air Force, and we never missed a game. It was a family gathering when we would watch the game. I was really lucky. I grew up in a family that we were taught and learned to love our country and even love our men and women who serve more. And I'm just grateful that we're here. My favorite part, this is my third game now. I brought my son one time. He's supposed to be here. He couldn't make it. But as much as I love the game, I love the march on even better. I'm there. I make sure I go early. I'm invited into the Army locker room because I'm friends with Coach Monkin. But in this world of chaos, all you got to do is watch the men and the women, the elite of the elite, the midshipmen and the cadets come walking in. It's called the March On. And I tear up every time I see it. So God bless America and those men and women who serve our country.
Thanks. I mean, how can I follow that up? You know what I mean? It's just grateful, honored, and appreciative to be here right now. Obviously, the Army-Navy game is way bigger than football. It's about honor, sacrifice, and service. Just watching this game, man, it's just I remember it's like the only game on. You know what I mean?
Second Saturday in December.
It's the only game on. So I remember watching it and just like Coach said, the march, just so much history and tradition that goes with this game, and it's just way bigger than football. Obviously, once this whistle's over, it's young men who are gonna serve our country, and that's what it's all about, man. I'm appreciative. I'm thankful for all the schools that serve our country, man. It's just amazing to be here. It's amazing to experience it, and I'm just so thankful and appreciative, grateful, honored to everyone who is involved and serves our country. So
the three of us are really fortunate to travel around this great country covering college football with Big Noon Kickoff for Fox Sports, and we've been at great games, right? Last Saturday, we're in downtown Indianapolis for 1 versus 2, Ohio State, Indiana. But in those conversations, it's NIL, and it's transfer portal, and it's playoffs. This is pure football. This is the way it used to be. This is the way a lot of people feel it should be. And then to see what these student athletes have sacrificed on the field to make that commitment to go to these institutions, and then to know what they're going to do in the future to protect us, to protect my family, to protect this country. Different type of people, Coach.
Can I ask the veterans to raise your hand? Any veterans that are here? And then how about current men and women who serve our country? Thank you for your service.
Yeah.
Thank you.
so much.
Thank you.
God bless you.
Thank you.
By the way, you know you're at Army Navy when the hotel gym is popping with fit cats, right? I was working out today. I was like, I got to get off this bike, man. This dude is doing laps around me. They're doing things I've never seen on bars and whatever. But here we go. So as we approach America's 250th birthday next summer, let's go, U.S. That's going to be a hell of a birthday. NHTSA is inviting Americans to celebrate our great nation by exploring its roads and doing it safely. The Great American Road Trip. We all love a good road trip, don't we? It honors the freedom, adventure, and shared responsibility that define our country. And speaking of the Great American Road Trip, let's take a look at the roads that these two programs traveled to get to here in Baltimore. First, a little history on this rivalry. A lot of you folks might know this, but if not, let's get you caught up. My Navy folks, they lead the series 63-55 overall. There have been 7 ties. Okay. Army has won 6 of the last 10 matchups, but who won last year?
Navy.
Navy won last year. 31.
Underdog. They were underdog.
31. Too. They were underdogs. 31-13. Very first matchup back in 1890, a Navy shutout, 24-0 over Army. I want to talk about the mental approach of a rivalry game. And I did some research here, and I pulled out some stats that will excite both of you. Coach, you don't know this one. This one is for you. Since last year's loss, the date December 13th, 2024, has been embroidered on Army's team gear. You know about rivalries.
Love that.
You know Michigan and Ohio State. Army-Navy falls into that category.
Yeah, it does, and I would, it's none of my business, some of the other coaches, but I grew up in the 10-year war with Bo Schembechler and Woody Hayes and Ohio State versus that team up north, and so I don't want to say I get confused, but when I hear someone stand up and say, hey, we treat this like any other game, the hell it is. It's a rivalry game, man. This is, and Coach Monkin, who's a dear friend of mine, said this one is with you the rest of your life, and I agree with him. I mean, this is one that you're going to see. And the team, here's the best thing, Mark. You played in the Iron Bowl. That team, and this is what I would just emphasize with my players, whether it's Florida, Georgia, whether it was Florida, Florida State, or Ohio State, the team up north, or Utah, BYU, Bowling Green, Toledo, the great rivalries that I coached in, you are going to get the very best of the best on that person across from you.
Yeah.
So no silliness. You get ready to go play, because whatever that guy looked like on film, Mark, you're going to get a better version of what you saw. So you better have your best version. That was always my emphasis going to the game. So I'm Army because my father's Army. That Navy team is really good. They're going to be really, really good tomorrow because it's a rivalry game.
So that's a coaching perspective. What's the player perspective for a rivalry game?
Man, it's about pride. It's about pride. I mean, you got, states, fans that live and have memories of these games. And so you want to be kind of legendary in this game as a player, you know what I mean? Because you got fans who are supporting you, have been watching this rivalry for a long time. And so, like Coach said, you're going to get the best from the other team, but it's all about what you do, you know what I mean? And you want to be able to whip that other team and have your bragging rights, because when somebody asks you what your record is in a rivalry game, you want to make sure it's 3-0 or 4-0, because that's what it's all about, man. And, those memories, and you have legends that are come from these rivalry games, and all these fans will remember it, and you'll remember it. So it's about pride, and it's about bragging rights.
All right, let's talk about these two programs real quick. A snapshot. Army, kind of a slow start to this season. Won 5 of their last 7 to get here. They enter this game at 6-5. They were the favorite last year, as you mentioned, and they lost to Navy 31-13. Their quarterback, Case Helms, he is a runner. He's not much of a passer. 504 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns, 2 picks. On the ground, though, 264 carries for your quarterback, over 1,000 yards. Those are that's running the quarterback a lot. So we know Army loves to run the ball. Mark, this is my stat for you. They are last in the nation in pass attempts and pass yards. You know what that means?
They run the ball.
They run the ball. There's the smile. And time of possession, they lead the nation with 35 minutes and 16 seconds of possession per game.
I love it.
That's
old school.
Number.
That's old school right there.
That is a big, big number. On the flip side, Navy sitting there at 9-2. Brian Newberry has done just a remarkable job. Again, remember, Navy for a while was in conversation to win the American and maybe get themselves to the college football playoffs. Blake Horvath, he is the tip of the spear, if you will. 18 total, I'm sorry, Horvath, 1,390 yards, right? 9 touchdowns, 5 picks, ran it for another 1,040, 23 total touchdowns for Blake Horvath in this one. So the coaches lean a little bit more on the running game than the passing game for sure. We are going to hear from Jeff Monkin in just a moment, and we're going to talk about the triple option offense that both of these teams like to employ. Coach, you loved quarterbacks that could run the ball, right? How does that change the attitude and the approach for your side and for the opposition?
Yeah, when I was an assistant coach at Notre Dame and I was offered the job to be my first head coaching job at Bowling Green, I took over a program that was, I think, 1-10 and 2-9, and we had to play some pretty good opponents. Missouri was one of them, and some other ranked teams, Marshall, and I knew Dan Mullen was my assistant, and so going in to be the head coach, I needed the great equalizer, and the great equalizer is the quarterback run and option football. Now, we actually thought and discussed putting in the wishbone. I've always studied the wishbone. I understand it quite a bit. And then we made a decision to invent something. How about this? In 2001, there was no spread offense. Bowling Green was the first team to run the spread offense in 2001. And what is it? It's wishbone principles from spread set. Now, you still throw the ball more than a wishbone team, but it's exactly the same count that wishbone people use with the veer option. So it's a great equalizer. And the beautiful thing about the wishbone offense or option offense where the quarterback can run, you're going to see it, maybe not as much tomorrow because they're used to seeing it in practice. When we would face teams back in 01, like we played North Carolina one time, we had 700 yards on them. And they had better players than we did because they weren't used to it. And if you don't have the dive, the quarterback, and the pitch covered, it's a long, long day. I'm going to say it again, the dive, which is the back, and in the spread offense, it's the tailback. The quarterback, which is the quarterback, and then the pitch, it's no different when fans see the RPO, that's triple option, Mark. Instead of the quarterback running it, they flip it out there. So triple option, if the dive, quarterback, and pitch, or the screen part of it's not covered, it's going to be a long day.
So we were able to talk to Army head coach Jeff Monkin ahead of this game, and we started our conversation by asking him if this rivalry has evolved.
Oh, I don't know if it's evolved. It just has always been such a great rivalry. I mean, for decades, for over a century, and both teams play so hard. It means so much to the players and coaches and the academies and the graduates, and they got a really good team, and it's a hard game to win. They'll be hard to beat. They're hard to beat every year.
You know, one of my favorite people, Coach Monkin, good to see it. It's so great when both teams, I mean, even when teams are struggling, it's a great rivalry. But now Navy's on fire. You guys went 5-2 in your last 7 games. So I talked to you throughout the fall. Started a little slow. What's clicking? You know, in the last 5-2, we've had a great run here.
I think we've just continued to fight. We got good leadership in our locker room. We got tough guys, and we really have played hard and played teams closely all year. We've had 8 one-score games, and we lost a couple of those early in overtime. It's hard. When you lose in overtime, I mean, you're a play away from being in the winner's circle, but that it doesn't affect you the same. You know, you don't have that satisfaction of coming out of the game with a victory. So your confidence can get bruised, and I really appreciate our guys and the approach that they've taken each week. And even when we started 1-3, they had a great week of practice the next week, and we kind of stacked those weeks. And as you said, we've had better success down the stretch. And so hopefully we're playing our best football right now. We're going to have to play our very best football game next Saturday against these guys. And that's how this game is won. You've got to perform. And every possession and every play just seems like the whole game's hanging in the balance.
I just want to talk to you about the conference championships and college football playoff. We spent a lot of time talking about that. And now that you and Navy are in the same conference, would you like to see this game moved up ahead of conference championship weekend?
Oh, I don't know if I'm at liberty to say what I think about it. I'll leave that to folks that truly make those decisions.
Yeah.
But I think likely there's probably something going to have to happen. Just it's probably going to be forced, and I think it's awesome that we got a playoff, that it's expanding. We're including more. We're going to include more teams. I think it's terrific. Which obviously that starts to pull weekends from December, and this being a pretty important weekend in December for us, it may end up getting moved, but we'll see. We'll see what the future holds.
Let's talk about your quarterback, Cale Helms. All right, so 5'10", 205. He's had over 30 rushing attempts 4 times this season. Against Kansas State, you let him.
But I think a listener should be, it is unbelievable. I still get chills to this day when I see the history when I walked in your locker room last year.
It really is. It really is pretty fantastic to be a part of this game. The history of the Army, the history of the rivalry, the history of this academy. We are fortunately, we don't have to take part in any of the other stuff that's going on outside of our preparation for the game. And we prepare much like we do for a typical football game. We do travel a day early, so we'll get down to Baltimore on Thursday. But we're really focusing on our team, and we've got our players and our coaches and our staff really focusing on Saturday and trying to be prepared for that. But the locker room is awesome. So obviously pairing with Nike, which is just a tremendous brand. I think the best brand in sports. They years out, I'm told that the uniform for next season has already been completed. They've already got it done. So the history department at Nike, which they have one, I didn't realize that, works with the history department here at West Point. And each year we've honored one of our Army units. And this year, because it's the 250th year of the Army, we're honoring that milestone in the 250-year history of the greatest fighting force the world has ever known. That's the U.S. Army. So it's going to be just a great honor and privilege to wear those uniforms. And like you, Urban, I'm looking forward to seeing the locker room too. It's they do a complete skinning of the walls and the lockers, and it's
Mark. I've never seen Mark. You've been in great. I've never seen it like it. The entire locker room is all taped up and wallpapered up, and it's. I sat there for an hour just reading all about the history of, and then this year will be the 250th. That's incredible.
Yeah, they call them the 1775 uniforms. Coach, did you get a look at them ahead of time, and what was your take or your feedback you gave Nike?
I saw them for the first time the day we revealed them. I got a chance to see them on the models that were coming out in front of the Corps of Cadets, but I typically don't get a long-term or way ahead of time view of those uniforms, and that's fine with me. I'm as excited and I anticipate that as much as anybody. But Nike does such a great job, and we really are fortunate that they've taken on this project with us, and that it means a lot to them, and they do it every year for our program and for our school and for the Army. And
what was the kids' reaction when they saw those uniforms? Because there's a lot going on.
Yeah, they're always fired up. I mean, it's an exciting day to see that because they are so different. They're different from our traditional uniforms, and I think they're excited about what they look like, but also who we're going to represent and the story behind it. They're as interested in that as everybody else.
Coach, there's so much history and tradition. I just appreciate it, and I just admire it. And obviously, Army has one of the strongest cultures in college football. What's the one non-negotiable standard you hold everyone to in your building?
Love for each other. That's an investment in each other, and that's where our program is built, that we have a true sense of brotherhood and an obligation to serve each other. And I think when that's existent in a culture and an organization, then that organization has a great chance to succeed.
Yeah.
How do you sign off on your emails and your texts?
the same every time. Beat Navy. Capital BEAT and small lowercase NAVY.
All you need to know, man. All you need to know. Signing off, Jeff Monkin, head coach of Army football, man. Thanks so much for joining us. Can't wait for the games on Saturday.
Thanks, guys. Beat Navy.
Thanks, Coach Monkin.
Every day.
All right. Thank you to Coach Monkin for joining us right there. We also want to let you guys know at the end of this podcast, there will be a separate question and answer period where you guys are allowed and encouraged to ask questions. There is Dan. There he is. You guys see Dan holding his hand up right there, the handsome gentleman on the floor with the good-looking kicks over there. Go to Dan if you've got a question, and there is some triple option swag if you ask a question, and it makes it. All right, time now for 3 and Out, brought to you by Google. We take a look at what fans are searching for this week, and remember, no matter what question comes next, you can just ask Google. So we have seen a 5,000% increase in searches asking, why do teams skip bowl games? That was probably triggered by Notre Dame taking their ball and going home, saying if we can't go to the playoffs, we're not going to go to a bowl game. But Iowa State, Kansas State also not playing in bowl games. Why do you think the conversation has gone from players skipping out on bowl games to programs walking out on the ability to play in a program?
To be honest, I don't know the answer to that question, especially for teams like Iowa State and Kansas State. Like
new head coaches, I mean, that's all I can point to.
Yeah, maybe new head coaches. I guess that would have an impact. But in Notre Dame's case, I think they're just being salty because they got left out. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm sure you had plenty of seniors on that team that didn't expect their last time being on the field for that to be their last game. And I remember having some great bowl experiences with my teammates. Like, I went to a Sugar Bowl. Obviously, my second year we won the national championship, but my third year we went to a Capital One Bowl. And just, I don't know if they do that still, but the gifts that we would get.
Yes,
and,
I've heard.
Yeah, all the gifts they would get, and just being able to spend time for a week in a different state with your guys. I mean, that was times that I'll always remember, spending time with my brothers and my teammates and my coaches. But I truly don't maybe they feel like since there's a 12-team playoff, since if I'm not going to make the playoff, why play in a bowl game? Why risk injury? Why risk if I'm going to the NFL or if I'm going to transfer to a new team, why risk the possibility of injury? But at the end of the day, I'm kind of haven't grasped why whole teams are stopping to play bowl games. It's just not making a lot of sense to me.
Yeah, and they serve such a great purpose, particularly for programs that are on the rise. Get those extra practices, you know, get that momentum heading into next year. And by the way, another opportunity to end your season on a win.
On a high note.
On a high note and kickstart your next season.
And also, if you have veterans who aren't playing, it's a shot for your young guys to get weeks of practice and get some more experience going into the next season. So it's kind of got me dumbfounded right now.
Coach was 12-3 in bowl games. Coach, your top 3 bowl games that weren't national championship games. And Utah is 1-2, right, or the first 2 right now.
Yeah, I just want to add that Mark agreed that some of the greatest moments I had is when you spend a week with your team in some, usually a really nice area.
Yeah.
They treat you great, and then you get one last shot. But Utah hadn't hadn't won the conference in I think 50 or 60 years, and we won our first conference championship at Utah. We went. Alex Smith was a young quarterback, went and played Southern Miss and won 17-0. And then we went back the next year and became the first small school, non-BCS school to make a BCS bowl game, the Fiesta Bowl, and put it all over Pitt that day. Mark, it was a good day for the University of Utah. But I would say non-national championship was the Rose Bowl. That was a bowl game that I grew up watching. I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio, and like I said, it was the Wolverines and Buckeyes in the 10-year war. But to get the nod, I've been to many bowl games. Never got in the Rose Bowl until my last year.
Wow.
At Ohio State, and we went and jumped up to a 28-3 lead with Dwayne Haskins, rest his soul. He was on fire that day. And then I think I could kind of see our players pump their brakes a little bit, and I was trying to rally them up. And Coach Peterson and the Huskies came back. And we won the game, but we had to recover an onside kick at the end of the game. So I was losing my mind in the Rose Bowl. We were not going to lose that damn Rose Bowl.
By the way, both Army and Navy off to bowl games. Army will take on UConn in the Fenway Bowl. Navy meets your school, Cincinnati, in the Liberty Bowl. Coming up next, we're going to double our Heisman Trophy count on the set. We already got deuce. Now we're going to have a third. RG3, Robert Griffin III, and USAA CEO Juan Andrade joins us next on the Triple Option, coming your way live ahead of the Army-Navy game from USAA's Rendezvous Point here in downtown Baltimore.
Light it.
We welcome you back to the Triple Option, coming your way live ahead of the Army-Navy game. We are with you from USAA's Rendezvous Point here in Baltimore, counting down to the hours to one of the greatest clashes of the college football season, the Army-Navy game presented by USAA. And this year marks the 126th meeting between the Black Knights and the Midshipmen. Both going to be going all out in their quest for victory and the chance to sing second, one of the great traditions in college football. As the proud presenter, USAA knows this game is about so much more than football. We've been talking about it all afternoon. It's also a time for fans like you all out here to come together and recognize the commitment, the teamwork, and the sacrifice our service members make for our country. And USAA, founded by a group of soldiers over 100 years ago, stands with the military community, taking care of those who served and their families with insurance and banking backed by award-winning service wherever life takes you. So whether you're rooting for Army, who's rooting for Army? All right. Whether you're rooting for Navy?
Okay.
All right.
Okay,
all
we're
right.
about half and half now.
That's right. Just know USAA is proud to join you in honoring and celebrating one of the greatest rivalries in all of sports. For more, visit USAA.com. All right, we are lucky enough to be joined by the new CEO of USAA, Juan Andrade. Juan, thanks for joining us here. And former Heisman Trophy winner, our Fox Sports colleague, Robert Griffin III. RG3 in the house.
Hey, there is no former. You always there is no former. You always a Heisman winner.
You're always
just
a
Heisman winner.
I knew my
You know
guy.
what I mean?
I knew
My
he had my
Heisman
back.
brother. You know, ain't no former, just Heisman
That's how the
winner.
Heisman guys
You
run.
got that
That's
cleared up. I'm glad you cleared that up.
Ain't no former, just
Thank you,
Heisman winner.
Heisman, baby.
Coach, I'll let you go first.
Juan, great to see you, and thanks for having us. We spoke earlier, and you said you'd been to many of these. It's my third time at Army-Navy, but I've watched them growing up with my father, who's Army. What's your greatest memory of the game, and what's your favorite part of the game? Two questions.
Yeah, so my favorite memory of the game is basically the walk-on to the field, when you get to see those cadets and those midshipmen marching onto the field. And that, to me, is always a very emotional experience.
RG, man.
Here we go.
My Heisman brother.
My guy.
I'm gonna get out of the way.
You know, hey, if y'all don't got one Heisman, y'all got two Heisman. She know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
No, I got to ask you, man. You joined us last year on the show, and you're back again this year on the show. What is important to you about events like the Army-Navy game?
Well, first and foremost, love being here with you guys to support y'all.
We appreciate you.
Fox Sports brethren.
Yes, sir.
You guys doing a great job. I enjoyed being on Big Noon with you as well. But you talk about this game, and I was talking with Juan. This is the only time that Army and Navy are not working together to support our country and protect us and protect our freedoms. So it's part of the reason that the game is so special, because one time a year, in between those white lines, they get an opportunity to really strap it up and go against each other and have bragging rights for the next 365 days. So to me, that's important. And then what we've been able to do with USAA and giving back to our military communities. I'll tell you guys a story. We did our Recycled Rides event a few days ago, and we gave a vehicle to a Navy member and also to an Army member. And I didn't say free car because they weren't free. They just didn't have to pay for them, because they paid their dues with how they serve our country.
Right.
And to do that and give back to them, Petty Officer First Class Jamil Lewis was the member from the Navy, and his son, 9-year-old, was in the front seat of the car for 30 minutes after the event was over.
Wow.
And to him, he got to realize, yeah, my dad did something that USAA thought enough of him to give him this vehicle. And I think that is the lasting impact that we've been able to have on our military and truly show them that they're not forgotten.
Wow.
Classic kids, right? Can't wait to get behind the wheel and take it out, sneak it out after dark. I got 4 teenage drivers. I don't need any of that. By the way, Robert is a military brat, born in
Okinawa, Japan.
There we go.
Yeah.
His parents met in
Japanese.
in the
I think Eric, tell us about your mom and dad. I love this. I didn't know this until last year.
Yeah, so the blessing of it is that my mom and dad were both born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana, right? And they didn't know each other until they got into the military and met in Colorado. So the bond that they were able to create, and then my dad serving 21 years in the military in the Army and my mom serving 14, you know, they truly showed us like sacrifice, what it means to be disciplined. And, you know, I'm a baby in the family, so, you know, my sisters, you know, hated me for the fact that I did everything, was supposed to do everything the right way and saw them get spankings, so I didn't get no spankings growing up. Appreciate you older ones. And, you know, for me, being able to go through that and experience that with my parents, lived in Japan for 2.5 years, so I don't remember a ton, but looking forward to getting back and showing love to our military members who are continuing to serve over there till this day.
One of the great things about Army-Navy here on the second Saturday of December, it's the only game in town. It's the only game that the whole country is tuned into. So how does USAA use this massive platform to take care of those currently serving and the millions of veterans that have proudly protected and served this country, Juan?
Well, that's an easy one. This is America's game. And so for us, the ability to be able to sponsor and to be the title sponsor for this game is just another way that we give back to our community. And we do a number of different things. For example, last week, we launched Honored Through Action, which is a $500 million commitment for the military community, focused on quality jobs, focused on financial security, and focused on well-being, mental health and physical. And so that is just another example like this is on how we give back to our community.
Yeah. Thank you for all you do. And they're going to be looking good out
are.
there on the field tomorrow, right, Mark?
Yeah, you know we love the drip, RG. You know, he got the cowboy hat on. My boy got the mink on the hood. You know, we stay looking good. No, but
They start talking, man. I just try to hang in there. You guys are talking.
Just fake it, Coach.
No, but you know, the uniforms are fire. Once again this year, celebrating the 250th anniversary of both Army and Navy.
Yep.
I gotta ask you, Swag King.
Yes, sir.
Which one do you like the best?
Oh, I mean, I'm for sure gonna say the Army. Listen, it's
Biased, perhaps?
extreme.
100%.
I would be getting a call right now if I said anything positive about Navy this week. So it is go Army, beat Navy. And, you know, you talk about that drip, like, it's the least that we can do for our service members to at least have them out there feeling good, looking good. You know, because if you look good, you play good. And if you play good, eventually they're going to pay good.
And if you pay good, you stay good.
Yes, sir.
So just to people over 60, what is drip? What's that mean?
Oh, come on, Coach. Don't do this to yourself.
Drip mean that jacket you got on. That's drip.
That's drip.
That's drip.
Is the hat drip?
The hat is drip.
That's fire.
That's drippy. You know
All
what
right,
I'm saying?
Juan, get away from this for a minute. 250-year celebration of this incredible country. How is USAA thinking about using moments like this to strengthen community with and for those in the military?
Yeah, it's a tremendous question. So we have been celebrating the 250th for the Navy, the Marine Corps, and the Army so far this year. And what really hits you is the fact that we could not have been a country without having them. And so that's incredibly important to us. And so putting an event like this together for us is really our way of being able to give back to our community.
All right, so the big game tomorrow just down the road in Baltimore. The two of you, we're going to give you our predictions coming up in a moment. Juan, do you have... Are you going to be able to make a pick in this one?
So unlike RJ,
America's the winner.
Exactly. I'm Switzerland. I got to be neutral on this one. You know, we support the midshipmen, we support the cadets, and for that matter, we support all of the academy athletic programs. And for me, what's important is the history, the rivalry, and just the sheer emotion of this game.
Okay. Well
Political.
done.
That was great.
Well done. Let's leave Switzerland and go to Fort Hood over here for a quick thought.
Let's go to
RG3. Navy is favored in this one.
Yes.
Who wins it?
Oh, come on, guys.
I know.
Come on.
You can't ask him. He already says he's ultimately biased.
No,
I see a Navy.
I love you guys. There's no hard feelings here. There will be no booing. There will be no booing.
There will be no.
There will be no booing. So to answer your question, yes, I believe Army wins this one. Kel Helms, quarterback. I mean, you got Blake Horvath for Navy. Like these two guys, if you love running quarterbacks, like, you need to watch this game because these guys might run it 50 times.
Are you a little jealous? I mean, I know you ran it a lot at Baylor.
I didn't want to run it 50 times.
No.
Hey, I was in the backfield with Mark Ingram when we had the Heisman package.
Yeah,
so,
we did.
you know, I like to hand the ball off sometimes too and throw the ball, but I think this game is going to be fascinating. Last year, Army came in as a favorite, and Navy kind of gave it to them. So we're looking to give them a little bit of their own medicine this year and come out on top. But I do have to say one thing about Juan, and you know, we've had these conversations as we've been walking around all day, and you talk about how we can give back to the military. Well, he's the new CEO of USAA, and he has all of his executive staff here. And the one thing I noticed was they had their families with them.
Yes.
Right? So when you talk about what's the true mark of a leader, it's how they lead.
It's how they lead.
Really early on,
And really early on, everyone
telling
has
me
been
about how amazing of a leader this man has been to them, and the fact that he has the families here with them, and they feel comfortable to bring their families with them. That to me is what USAA is all about. That's what any organization and leadership structure should be about. You want it to be about the people. So I want to say thank you for that.
Archie.
And I got your back. It's Go Army, beat Navy.
Okay.
Mic drop. That was heavy. That's a mic drop right there.
It started to feel like Switzerland Part 2 over there. Then a little Army invasion across the border and took care of things. So, Juan Andrade, thank you so much for everything that you do for the military community with USAA. RG3, great to have you back. By the way, you can hear RG3 this Sunday calling his first ever NFL game on Fox Sports. Congratulations.
Thank you, brother.
Looking forward to that one. Always great to see you. Plenty more to come when the triple option continues from USAA's Rendezvous point. We're going to make our final predictions. We're also going to talk the triple option as well, which is going to have a big factor in tomorrow's game.
Hey everybody, Army combat veteran and also current governor of the state of Maryland, Wes Moore here. And I'd like to welcome you all to Baltimore, and while I wish both teams good luck tomorrow, let's be clear, go Army, beat Navy.
So we welcome you back to this live edition of The Triple Option. We are here ahead of Army-Navy game at USAA's Rendezvous Point. Urban Meyer, Mark Ingram II, Rob Stone back here with you. The governor getting us juiced up for this game. The cool part about that one, the governor served in the Army, but as the governor of Maryland, he represents Navy, of course, with Navy being based just down the road in Annapolis. So he's seen this one from both sides of the rivalry. Now, let's talk about the game coming our way tomorrow. Unique offenses that they run, unique head coaches as well, as we dive into the particulars of this game with our winning combo presented by Wendy's and Diet Dr. Pepper. No Tendies combo meal is complete without a Diet Dr. Pepper order now in the Wendy's app. So we're talking about winning combos. Well, how about the two head coaches in this one, Jeff Monkin and Brian Newberry, and what they bring to the field and to these programs, Coach?
Yeah, I follow these two programs really closely throughout the year. One, because Jeff Monkin's been a dear friend for probably 25 years. And then Newberry, just because I want to see what's coming down the pipe. And Navy was hot early. They still are. Army started real slow and then caught fire here as a result. It's going to make this game incredible. But here's what's really neat, Mark, about Army, Navy, and then I'm going to talk about my career at the Mid-America Conference. I think that's where coaching makes a difference, because it's very rare now when they got what you got. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So Alabama, they play a schedule where on the other sideline, there's only a few teams that got what you got.
Yeah.
Same when I was at Ohio State and Florida. Now Bowling Green, that other team had every time what we had. Because in MAC conference, when all the teams jog out, they all look alike.
Yeah.
There's not Ohio State against someone.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Army, Navy, they got what you got.
Yeah.
And they recruit the same players. So that's what's so intriguing to me. This is a coaching, I know it's players, absolutely player first, but it's also a coaching matchup, because there's not just one team that's so much better than the other. That's why I love this game, and I love when I see the strategy and chess match when everything's equal. And you can speak to that when it's, when you had those great games against Auburn, but a lot of times you as a player, you looked over there and you were better than that over there.
Yes, sir.
Very rarely. Army, Navy, always should be, and it really pretty much the history, you can see that the records are pretty close. it's even. Coaching matchup.
Yes, sir.
126th edition of America's Game coming away tomorrow. Army, Navy. There's that great cliche in sports, right? Throw out the record book. It doesn't matter in this one. This is exactly why that phrase was brought up. Like, it does not matter what Army is or what Navy is coming into this game. But as you mentioned, Army 6-5, Navy at 9-2. They are the favorite. Mark, we start with you. Who wins it tomorrow?
Man, I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a really good game. It always is. My man, look, you got the Army right there. don't jump on me now. No, no, man. But I can't wait to watch the game. I think it's going to be a really good game. Both quarterbacks run the ball. I think Navy has a little bit of advantage throwing the football, but Army with that triple option, man, they're going to control the ball. You talked about they controlled the ball for over 30 minutes a game this year, and that's going to be tough because if Navy can't get the offense going and Army can control the football, it's going to get ugly. So with that being said, I think Navy is going to win.
Mark.
20-17. I think it's going to be a close game. I think Navy's going to win 20-17.
All right, so one vote for Navy. We got a couple happy people here. Coach Meyer, Army, Navy, 126th edition.
You know, last year I got to sit up with the president and I got to sit up with his team, and I watched Army as a prohibitive favorite last year going to the game, and Navy from the first drive until the end of the game, they pushed them all over the field. And I talked to Coach Monkin about that, and they've been, like you said, they've got that embroidered in their uniforms all year long, dealing with it. I would said about 5-6 weeks ago, and I was really worried about it. Navy was going to roll them because Navy's this is one of the best versions of Navy. They've been really good, but they are a really good team this year. And then Army caught fire, man. Army's playing its best ball of the year. So I'm letting my bias take over a little bit here because I love the coach. I love Army. I'm saying 28-26. That ball goes through the uprights. Walk-off field goal.
We got a walk-off field goal for Army.
Army, 28-26.
All right. It'll be only the 9th time that the Commander-in-Chief's trophy will have been up for grabs for both programs.
Incredible.
Entering the game, right? So Commanders-in-Chief trophy on the line.
What that means to these players?
Oh, insane. Navy's won it 17 times. Army has won it 10 times. Alabama, save it, guys.
Roll Tide.
Your Friday in Norman.
It's always there forever. It's Roll Tide, always there forever. No matter where you go, you're going to see that script.
Somehow we had to get Alabama into the podcast.
You're going to see that script day no matter where you go in the world. And it's Roll Tide for life.
Got a Buckeye right next to
you. Oh, my goodness. You're the best. Hey, everybody in Baltimore, thank you so much for joining us live.
Look, there's another script day. Script days everywhere.
Remember, we got Q&A coming up here in a moment.
And another one.
Come on out, ask some questions to the three of us here. There's free swag, and that's going to do it for us.
Did you make your pick?
I wasn't told to make a pick.
You got to make a pick, pal.
I'm going to pick Air Force.
What?
Because who cares? Who cares?
You're about to get hurt.
They're not even here.
You're about to get hurt.
That'll do it.
You're going to get hurt. Security.
I can
make
handle
a pick, dude.
I can handle it.
You got to pick somebody?
Navy's got the best defensive player in the conference. They can run it and they can pass it. Navy wins it in Baltimore. That's it.
All right.
For the triple option coming your way from USA's Rendezvous Point. We'll see you next week on the triple option.
The best host in the business right here.